Welcome, gamers from around the globe. You've dropped into the best place for Game Pass news. That's right, it's the Game Pass Tracker Show, and this is episode 125, recorded live Tuesday, October 24th, the last episode before Halloween. I'm Nick Metzger, here with the best dang co-host a guy could ever have. That's Mr. Sean Abbott himself, and we are about to fill your brain with all this week's bits and bobs of Xbox. Like, it's Partner Preview Eve. Will it be a trick, or will it be a treat? A look forward at what November holds, and of course, as always, what's coming and going on Game Pass. You better sit down. You better buckle up, because Game Pass Tracker is one crazy ride. Hey, Sean.
Hey, what is up, everyone? How you doing, Nick? Welcome to today's show. We just want to welcome you all to your favorite Xbox Game Pass podcast, the Game Pass Tracker Show. You can find us on pretty much every social networking app that is out there. Just search for @Game Pass Tracker. If you have any thoughts or questions, don't hesitate to shoot us an email at show@gamepasstracker.com. If you are liking what you're hearing, we'd love to hear it. And you can go and leave a review on your go-to podcast platform of choice. It really helps us grow and helps us reach more fans like you guys out there. And we wouldn't be a Game Pass show without promoting the big daddy itself, Xbox Game Pass. If you love Game Pass, you love our show, and want to show us some support, head to the link in the description, and you can sign up to Game Pass within the next 24 hours from the Xbox.com website. You'll not only be supporting us, the Game Pass Tracker Show, but you'll also be supporting our family of podcasts that we have coming soon in the very distant future. You'll also be able to sign up to the best gaming subscription going, which is Xbox Game Pass. You can sign up to whatever level you desire, whether that be PC Game Pass Core or Game Pass Ultimate. You do it your own way by using the code in the chat or show notes. You'll be able to help us continue to create the awesome content we love to make for you, our amazing fans. So, without further ado, Nick, let's head into the Game Pass headlines.
The amazing Game Pass headlines, Mr. Sean. Here we are. Last week, as we always start off with, what dropped last week so we can keep you guys up to date like always. October 17th dropped Like a Dragon Ishin, the remake game. That I played a little bit of and thought it was okay. If you like the combat in Like a Dragon games, then you will definitely want to give that a try because it's all there. And then next was October 19th, Everywhere 2, F1 Manager 23. You had something about that, didn't you, Sean?
Yeah, I played that for a little bit. If you're into your management style games, I definitely go give this a go. I've never played Football Manager. I've never really tried any management games other than like SimCity, them kind of style games. So I tried to play this. I found it a bit overwhelming at first. You kind of like having to you are managing two cars. You're a team principal. You're managing two cars for the Formula One team of your choice. I chose Mercedes because I'm a big fan of George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. And I just found it over, like you were too busy. There was so much going on the screen. You were kind of trying to monitor tire wear. You were monitoring the engine like side of things, all the telemetry that comes through that. You were managing all that as well as trying to manage a pitch strategy all at the same time. And it was a lot. Like a normal Formula One team has like a strategist. They have lots of other stuff underneath them. So there's a bit of automation that could come as a team principal, and you kind of have to control all of that. The layout was fantastic. The graphics were great. It was really nice that you could change the camera angles on the cars as they were going around and stuff like that. It was good, but just not for me. I'd rather be driving than managing. So.
Yeah, and I think that's an important disclaimer for our listeners here. If you love driving, there is none of that in this, correct? That's not what you're doing here.
That is, yeah. There is none at all. You are literally... It's like you're watching a Formula One race from the Halo. Not just from the Halo. You can have it from wing view. You can have it from every angle. But there is zero driving in this. Absolutely none.
So if you wish you can tweak the cars, this is the game for you and you don't want to play or you don't want to drive. If you want to drive, then Forza Motorsports, that's the baby for you that dropped a couple weeks ago. There you go. Well, at least Xbox has got you covered no matter what you want to do when it comes to these driving sports games. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, man. And dropping today, now we're into what's out this week or dang soon. Dropping today, the October 24th, City Skylines 2, but only if you're a PC Game Pass member. Now, folks, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I'm going to tell you Sean Abbott made me do something really horrible. He doesn't know this. I haven't even told him. Sean said, I was bemoaning the fact that I couldn't play it on my console. And Sean said, well, your computer has to handle it. And I said, yeah, but I don't download anything on my computer except streaming stuff. But then it hit me. While we were having this conversation, I was at my office, of which that computer can handle it, and it doesn't stream for you fine tracker folks. So I thought, why the hell not download it on the office computer? Because that's going to help my productivity in the office a ton. So that's what I did. Unfortunately, I did not get to play it for y'all because, I just couldn't get it downloaded in time. By the time I had this brilliant idea that Sean put in my head, and I totally blame him for, I couldn't get it downloaded and installed in time to play it before I had to go pick up the kiddos. But next week, I will have City Skylines not review, but I will have my impressions of City Skylines 2, and I'm very excited about that, although my board probably is not. Hopefully none of you know what I do for on the side and are listening to this. So there you go. So that's a thing that happened. Also, October 26th, man, this is my day. This is Minekos Night Market Day, and I'm excited for this. I can't wait to craft as a cat or whatever I am and get to know this story a little bit more and see what's going on. So I will be all in on Minekos Night Market for sure. And this is everywhere, by the way, cloud console and PC, so have at it. Also, Sean, what's out for you October 26th?
Yeah, for me, October 26th is a Dead Space remaster. I'm super excited for this. We do go away for the week on Friday, but I get a bit of time in the morning where I can kind of I have Logan off with me, so he's off for the day. Like teachers need an extra day off, before they go off for half term.
Sure.
Which, like, honestly, when we're living with a teacher, you kind of understand now. So yeah, he's going to be off. So I'm kind of hoping I can maybe get some of it played if I can distract him with his Switch somewhere else. It's not exactly a game you want to be playing in front of the children. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this a lot. So it's my Halloween game of choice for this year. So
fantastic. And also coming out Thursday, October 26th on cloud and console for Game Pass is Frog Detective: The Entire Mystery. So I will read about this because I think this might be, is this day? No, not day one. Sorry. October 26th. Available now on PC and coming to Game Pass on Xbox consoles. Play as a detective in 3 silly mysteries. Finding clues and questioning suspects is just part of the job for such an experienced frog as yourself. So I don't know. I might be trying. I think I said this last week. I might be trying this with the kiddos. So see if I can do that. But I got Minekos Night Market, which is a kiddo game. So why wouldn't I be playing that with the kiddo? So I'm probably not going to be playing that. So whatever. I'm sorry, Frog Detective. I wish you the best. But that probably won't be mine. But that's going to be coming out. That's what's coming out this week. Coming real soon, Jusant, October 31st. So this is like the Halloween game, apparently. Tuesday, October 31st. And Jusant, I did not realize, is a don't nod game. I did not realize this last week. I was researching it this week. I'm very excited. This is the climbing game, like a climbing environmental puzzler, which I just finished Cocoon, so I'm ready for another environmental puzzler, which we'll talk about later. So yeah, I will be all over this. Probably not day one because Halloween's kind of busy at my house, but yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And then after that, Sean, it's our game.
Yep, we're going to go headbanging pigeons head to head with 25 other people in some kind of rhythm crazy mini games of headbanging pigeons. I mean,
that's all you need to know.
Every time I say it, every time I say it, I cannot. I'm excited. I mean, I won't be playing it day one because I will still be away. I can get back 3rd of November. But yeah, Jusant definitely going to go after that because after you put me onto Cocoon, I now also enjoy the fact that this is going to be some kind of environmental puzzler. Headbangers Rhythm Royale, I'm all for that. So,
yeah. So when you get back, I will have the game sussed out, and we need to see if we can jump on a stream together, or maybe not a stream. I don't know if we can get that all set, but if we can jump on together and like verse each other in a pigeon head banging, just I don't know, ruckus time. That sounds fantastic, and I certainly hope that you can do that. Like I don't know, like a party room type thing.
I'm going to assume that there's going to be some form of, like you say, party room or lobby where you can, like with Fall Guys, where you can get in there and you can have like 4 people on a team sort of thing.
Yes, I am so down for this. So I am very excited about this one, man. I mean, the games aren't huge that are coming out right now. We already had a big, I don't know, Dead Space is pretty big, which, by the way, we should caveat and we need to jump back there real quick. Dead Space is a Game Pass Ultimate only game. So if you just have core or console, then you are out on that one. It's a Game Pass Ultimate only, or core. Console's gone now, right? I'm sorry. There's so many changes I can't keep track.
Yeah.
And also, Jusant and Headbangers are both day one games, so you're getting them when everybody else gets them. Which I don't know, for some reason, I just love that about when that happens with Game Pass. Like, it's great to get a game that's new and everything, but when you get a day one with everybody else, you're like, yes, this is like an extra bonus. I think that's what I think.
Yeah. And it feels like it's free because you're already
that's
paying
right.
whatever you're paying, or if you're really crafty like Nick is, you can you're preloading your cards, but you've got decent prices, so you're pretty stacked. Or you've gone and used the link in the description, and you've now just got your Game Pass thing. You're like, what should I play? There's loads of games coming. So
yeah, people, if you are listening, let me tell you, I will keep you up to date. I am stacked till 2025. I will keep you up to date on the good deals, on what gets you there. You'll hear it when I know it. I'll let you know. I will always keep you up to date. So moving on, November 7th. So now we are past next week, but what's coming up soon? Well, actually, let's wait on those, Sean, because we got a whole top stories about that, about looking forward to November and what's dropping. So let's hold off on that so we don't double dip on games. We don't have any new Game Pass games announced for this week, as I understand. But what's leaving?
So what is leaving? October 31st, Halloween. We are going to be losing Gunfire Reborn. We're going to be losing Kill It With Fire, which is a great couch co-op game, getting rid of spiders in your house, using everything that's possible, from flamethrowers to pistols to fly squatters, you name it. It's all there. Persona 5 Royale, for you people that are a big Persona franchise fan. That is leaving 31st. Signalis is leaving, and Solasta Crown of the Magister is also leaving October 31st. And they're going from everywhere. So that's console, PC, and cloud. All gone.
Leaving all around. And as I always say, folks, if you're interested in any of these, you have till October 31st to beat them or buy them with your Game Pass sub.
And remember, if you're looking for a place with the most up-to-date, clear-cut information on what's out, what's coming, and what's leaving, your best place to go for any Game Pass news is GamePassNews.com.
That's right. Now, those are our announcements, or those are the games for this week. On to the X feed, where we're going to talk all about the news. Okay, we have some stories here, and I cheekily named this story because I thought it was fun. Bowser goes all peaches on Nintendo's relationship with Xbox. Now,
Xbox.
I love it. Man, we need to get that. I'm gonna cut that and do that thing. Of course, we are not talking about the villainous villain of Nintendo here. We are talking about the wonderful the head of Nintendo of America, I believe, Doug Bowser, talking all about how he is loving working with Xbox. I'm sure he is, because he's got a bunch of Call of Duty games coming his way real soon.
Yes. I mean, I cannot begin to see how this is going to work. Like, and it's it's such a fantastic collaboration between the two, but how is it going to work? Like, how is it going to be just a cloud-based platform? Is there certain game, like you said last week, is there going to be certain games that can't go across to to the Switch because they've already been there. They've already got those indie games on there, and people. It's just, yeah, I can't see how this is going to work.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting. I imagine, any new Call of Duty game is definitely going to be cloud-based, right? Now, they can bring the old stuff, and I'm sure that'll fit on a cart just fine, and you can, do the physical thing, and that's great. Although, we had that conversation last week about who really does that anymore. But let's just talk a little bit about Nintendo. Nintendo's Doug Bowser it was an interview with Inverse. Nintendo's Doug Bowser showers Xbox with the praise for their relationship. We have a great relationship with Microsoft, he says. We consider them to be partners in many, many ways, and you only have to look at Nintendo Switch to see that partnership. Obviously, Minecraft is on Nintendo Switch, and we brought Banjo-Kazooie to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So we're looking forward to that partnership continuing. He goes on to say, as far as consolidation in the industry goes, I've been a part of that industry for 16 plus years now. One thing that's been constant is the acquisitions of studios, but the other constant is the fact that new studios are always popping up every single year. Incredibly creative studios are making content from indie-sized to AAA-sized games. So as consolidation happens on an equal basis, we're seeing these new studios, which really just speaks to the dynamic nature of the industry overall. In the end, that bodes well for the player. I think that's a pretty impressive, good outlook for what Xbox is doing and the industry as a whole.
Yeah, it's not only that, but that was really well said by him. He was really that was a very, very eloquently put comment about everything that's going on. So, yeah, I mean, he's legitimately come in and seems like a pretty good guy for Nintendo. I haven't heard any bad news about what he's been doing with the industry. He seems to be pushing it in the right direction in terms of movie franchises, the theme parks and stuff like that. He's helping, that connection within the industry for the movies. But yeah, I mean, I got excited when he mentioned Banjo in Super Smash Bros. Could we see Master Chief in Smash Bros? That'd be hilarious. So, I'd like to see how this is going to go. Are we going to, I don't know if it's going to be a portal. Are we going to see Game Pass as a portal on the Switch where you can go through that and download games to your Switch? Or is it just going to be a cloud-based thing where you've got to be connected to the internet, but you've now got this handheld device like the NVIDIA cloud console that was made, or the Steam Deck, or anything like that?
I think they're going to be on the Nintendo eShop. Remember, they cut a deal with the same people that Nintendo works with right now to do their streaming games. They being Microsoft, Xbox, cut a deal with them. And so I think it's going to be no different than you had for like Control. You're going to go on the you're going to go on the eShop, the slow, crappy eShop. But I mean, I love the Switch to death, so I'm not. But it is slow and it does take forever to get around it. Okay, so it's not console wars. It's just a fact. I mean, I love my Switch. I will in the party chat. I will laud praise to Super Mario Wonder. Trust me. But you're going to have to go in there and you're going to have to get the game out, not download it, but download the kernel or whatever you do to be able to get to the stream. And I think that's it. I don't think Nintendo's going to say, yeah, bring Game Pass over here. That's not going to happen. But they're going to say, sure, we'll take your Call of Duties and all of that. But that's how it's going to work. Except for those games, like I said, that are old enough that you can download the whole game and then you'll be good to go, and you can just do it that way. But that's kind of how I think it's gonna. That's how I think it's gonna roll.
Fair enough. Okay.
All right.
Like I say, it's time. There's a lot of time yet. This the whole acquisition thing is only just finished, so all the 10 years that they put in place for the 10-year deals and everything like that have all yet got to be kind of not concreted in, because they probably are, but they've got to be paved now. So.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I mean, we don't even have Call of Duty on Game Pass yet. So yeah, I completely agree. I think their focus will be let's get Call of Duty on Game Pass, and then now let's work on these streaming deals and all of that. And when I say let's work on them, Xbox, as we know, is going to say, Ubisoft, you can have this game. Also, by the way, we would like to negotiate for that game we just gave you on our xCloud service. So it's going to be a hilarious thing to see.
Yeah, I forgot that was happening as well.
Yeah. So I mean, once they give that game to Ubisoft, they don't necessarily own it. Then Ubisoft has to go around and do the rights, and that was part of the CMA's deal. They don't get an immediate access to that license. So, which is really strange, but a whole different conversation. All right, XVeed, moving on. What we know will be coming in November. Now, folks, this is just what we know. It obviously will change. No, change isn't right, but there will obviously be additions. But what we know is coming out right now, November 6th, Football Manager 2024. So just another manager game. That's pretty similar to like F1 Manager, right?
Yeah, you have a team that you then have to manage. You have to manage all the players and all the players' attributes and needs and wants and the morale of the players, as well as the finances for the team and stuff like that. But I can imagine when you're actually in the game or the match is in going, you're not. I don't know if there's more stuff to wonder about because you've got 11 players on the pitch rather than 2 cars driving around at silly speeds. But yeah, that's my depth of knowledge of that game. So don't come at me with that.
Fair enough. And then also November 7th, RoboQuest, currently on Game Pass, but in early access. That leaves early access, and now it's a full-fledged game. I imagine there will probably be some additions or something like that, but it will be on it'll be on Game Pass, leaving Game Pass preview at that point. And then we have Like a Dragon Gaiden coming out, which actually we'll talk about more, obviously, here in a bit, but that is going to be part of the partner preview, I believe, that they talked about.
Yep. I think that's going to be one of the new things that we see, one of the new gameplay trailers that we see.
Yeah, that's exciting. Always good to see new stuff. And then November 9th comes out Dungeons 4. That'll be coming out November 9th. Coral Island, November 14th. That's the crafty, cozy, comfy game that Nick will certainly be trying, probably with his daughter. That comes out November 14th. It's already on PC, but now we got word it will be added to console, leaving a preview just like RoboQuest. And then finally, I think the big one that everybody on this list that I don't know about everybody because I'm not super interested, but I know there's a ton of people who are. Persona 5 Tactica, November 17th.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big game for that month. So I think they're gonna hone in on that title over all the others, and potentially some other new stuff that we might see in the partner preview tomorrow. So we shall see.
Yeah, that's a great point, Sean. That's our next deal. So why don't we just jump into the fact that we are in partner preview eve? Xbox, I believe, just today, I'm almost 100% sure that dropped that there would be a partner preview, which, to get this right, showcasing updates and new looks at games coming to Xbox and Windows, as well as new info on some upcoming Game Pass titles from our incredibly talented, creative, third-party partners from around the world.
You can expect to see the latest information on in-game activities for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. There's going to be obviously some Alan Wake 2 stuff in there because that's the next big title that's coming out for Xbox, but not to Game Pass. Hopefully, it might make its way to Game Pass. Ark Survival Ascended and Dungeons of Hinterberg as well. So they're titles that have already been announced in the release of the partner preview, which is 10 a.m. tomorrow, 10 a.m. PT, 1 p.m. ET, or if you're like me in England, you're going to have to wait until you're going to be looking at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening to watch that. So it's going to last about 20 minutes long, they say.
Yeah. 20 minutes long. A funny story about Ark Survival, Sean. That was the first game I ever downloaded when I bought my Series S, and it's like 120 gigs. It took me for freaking ever, and I tried it, and it's not that it wasn't a good game. It's just not entirely what I thought it was. I kept getting eaten by dinosaurs, and so I pretty much trashed it the moment I downloaded it. So that was my initial...
Is it not a dinosaur survival game?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
The objective is to not be eaten by the dinosaurs, but it's inevitable it's going to happen.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, at least for me. I don't know. There might be somebody out there like, nah, I never got eaten by a dinosaur. I just kicked the shit out of all of them. Good for you, because they just kept eating me a lot. And so I was like, all right, time for me to move on. That's not to say it's not a good game. I'm just saying it was a funny start to my Xbox Series S journey. So there you have it. Anything else you think we might see, Sean? You think we might get a couple of surprises that's not on this list?
We might get some. We might get an introduction to what's actually going to happen with the Activision stuff. Maybe. Oh, they could be saving that for the Game Awards later on in the year. I say later on in the year, next month. That's when the Game Awards is. It's usually November.
I believe they said somewhere that there will not be ActiBliz stuff here. I believe they dropped that information. I don't, but that could be wrong. I'm trying to see.
Oh, yeah, it does say, however, we will get news on some upcoming non-ActiBliz Xbox game titles.
Yeah.
Well, that's just shot my dreams and hopes to absolute shit.
I know. Anytime we are now at the point with ActiBliz stuff that we know that Phil said, sure, 2024 seems like a good thing. But it's like, well, Phil didn't say it was going to be 2024. He said it seems like a good date. So we could still get it. So it's like, all we got to do is get out of Phil's like, yeah, we're not going to see anything for a few weeks. Once we get out of that few weeks, then everybody's going to be like, how about now? They tweeted. Did they tweet now? How about now? Like, so it's going to be great. I don't know. Do you think we'll be out of the few weeks in November? Do we see ActiBliz game in November? We're out of the few weeks. Do we? What do you think?
No. I still think it's going to be 20. Yeah, it's going to be a while yet. Unless I'm totally wrong, and which I'd like to be wrong, and I will eat my own words with that. But I can't see us getting anything this side of the holidays.
Yeah, you're probably right. Although, Sean, I'm going to let you know, at the end of November, I'm going to be sitting here with a turkey leg. I'm going to be like, hey, Sean, how about December? You think we're going to get something in December? I'm going to ask you every month until we get something. You're going to be like, no, Nick, not until 2024. No. And I'll be like, okay, fine, whatever.
Hey, don't forget also, if you're listening for this when we were Game Pass News and before we were Game Pass Tracker, well, I'm still waiting for that cloud console to come with the hard drive in, by the way. So,
You owe me a game. Was it a game? Is that what we bet?
Yeah. I owe you a game.
The right bet was, they're going to trash it and it's not going to come out. And instead, they're going to spend $1 bazillion on ActiBliz. Nobody bet that long ago. That was the correct bet to make.
Well, tell you what, I'd have liked to have put at least $10 down on that as a bet. That would have been ace. That would have been a really good return. I'm going to bet you $10 that Microsoft buy Activision and Blizzard.
Well, sir, you would have had my $10. I can tell you that much. That's for sure. And I don't even like betting. So it's only 20 minutes long. I mean, what can you get done? Updated trailers, new and updated trailers. Trailers are like 3 minutes long. You're looking at, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 max games probably. So,
I think they said 30. I'm sure it
What?
said 30 in there.
What? It's only 20 minutes.
No, sorry, it's 30, 30 different languages. My bad.
Okay.
I didn't know if they were going to go. I didn't know if they were going to go with the old Nintendo sizzle reel.
Yeah, that's true. They could sizzle something and get, like 20 games in there, and you have no idea what the game's about or even what it really is other than like a flash on the screen. So I don't know. It's possible. I will be there.
I mean, with enough lubrication, you could definitely get 30 games in 20 minutes. So
there you go. I'm going to move on now. Microsoft doubling down as a game producer after the ActiBliz deal. Satya Nadella Man. Microsoft CEO, he says, if I look at it, the amount of time people allocate. Sorry, I should have said, speaking to Business Insider, my bad. If I look at it, the amount of time people allocate to gaming is going up, and Gen Z is going to do more of that. The way games are made, the way games are delivered, is changing radically, whether it's mobile or console or PCs or even the cloud. So we're looking forward to really doubling down both as a game producer and publisher. Now we'll be one of the largest game publishers and also as a company that's building platforms for it. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I'm super excited. And they are truly right. I mean, I know I was lucky because my dad was a gamer and my mum played a little bit. I mean, my dad's still an avid gamer now. He's gaming granddad on Twitch. He doesn't stream much, but when he does, it's generally is racing simulator stuff that he does. He was a massive Call of Duty online Warzone player. So like I was brought up with video games, and you were the same. Your mum was an avid video game player, and she still is to this day. I mean, she was playing
That's
Mario Wonder with you guys.
that's
So,
right. Yep.
and I can't wait to hear how that is because I want to play it so bad, but I have to wait like a good dad. Um, so yeah, like we grew up with video games in our lives. Some kids didn't because some kids' parents, especially for our age, growing up, some people's parents weren't into video games. They were the thing that rotted your brain. Um, and people didn't play them. So it's nice that they're taking an active interest in the fact that out like the generation for us and below, play games on a regular. It's something we do to unwind. It's something we do to socialize. I think the whole COVID thing had a massive impact on gaming being a social aspect of life now. Like Animal Crossing, I can remember us having multiple Animal Crossing kind of like meets where people were coming in and we were swapping furniture and designs and stuff like that. So, and it was huge. We were having 10, 15 people come through. We were chatting all the time. I was looking through some old videos I had on a hard drive, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's one of the first swap meets that we did." I recorded it, so yeah, it's nice to see that they're accepting of that, and I'm just super excited. Now they've got all their ducks in a row with the Activision Blizzard deal that they are now going to start focusing because if they haven't been focusing and doubling down as a game producer and they've made things like Forza, As Dusk Falls, um, Starfield, and things like that, if they're going to double down, what games could we see coming from them is going to be huge. So
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, Phil has said he wants to see at least 4 big games out a year. So basically, a game a quarter is what he has said. They certainly have the franchises now to make that happen. I would say fairly easily, if you're considering now Call of Duties and all the Actibliz titles and all of that. So I don't think that'll be an issue for him. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he bumps that up even a little bit, but we'll see. But I think 4 big games a year from any platform is a pretty big deal. And as long as he can hit that and we can stay away from the 2022 deserts like we had, then I think that'll be great for gamers. That'll be great for Xbox. And I am here to see what
yeah,
happens with that 100%. So I am excited to see the future of what Phil can create and the vision they have with taking out with making this Actibliz thing happen and what they mean by game producer, because I know I have an idea of what that means, like just how many games you're producing at a time. But what does he mean by that? And that's kind of something that's just going to have to play out over time, I think.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, there's rumors out there already. There's a brand new project in the works between Microsoft and People Can Fly, which was brought to us by a Polish business site that spotted the collaboration. While Xbox owners haven't officially confirmed a title, but there's been new job posts from People Can Fly out there. So to me, this is the first ceiling which has sprung from this doubling down. So we know there's that. We know they're in cahoots with Square Enix because we've got Final Fantasy. Let me get the numbers right. Final Fantasy 14 coming as a beta on Xbox next year. So This to me is Xbox doubling down. All these kind of little rumors and snippets of information that we're getting all the time, that they're working with different um, studios and developers and publishers, to me is them doubling it down and going, right, okay, we've spent the last 2 years solidifying this deal and getting it through. Let's now make the next 24 months all about, you know, games and getting decent games out and plenty of them.
Yeah, that's interesting. I am over here looking up. Is I thought we got
this thing that Bruce is saying.
No. I got some news about or I thought they had said that there was an Outriders 2 coming, because People Can Fly are the same people who made Outriders, correct? That is correct? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Bulletstorm.
Okay. So are they working on a new title and Outriders 2, or are we not getting Outriders 2? I thought we were. I thought somebody said that there was an Outriders 2 coming out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Most recently, they have not provided any as of. Oh, this was 2022, so this is pretty old. So I don't know. I can't really trust that. I don't know. I don't have any information. If you know, you know, and let us know. Because I thought they said Outriders 2 was coming out, but apparently they're definitely working on a new project called Project Maverick, AAA title that we don't know much about. But if you're looking for a job, they've posted. So there you go.
Yep.
Anything else on Square Enix or Microsoft?
No, I mean, there was a lot of people excited for this. I know our Game Pass Tracker X profile went absolutely nuts with this news. When they dropped the post, there was just retweets and comments and likes and all sorts of craziness happening. So I can only imagine that the rest of the gaming world outside of our little slice of the internet is going equally as nuts, so if not tenfold. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a massive Final Fantasy fan. It's just not my shtick, isn't those kind of games. But I'm excited that you guys are excited, and anything that's coming to Xbox as a beta that's new and can draw people in, I love it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So there's chat going on right now about like, well, is Ubisoft going to be? So I'm jumping back to the partner preview real quick here. And is Ubisoft going to be there? And I was like, yeah, that's too big, is my thought. But then we got, and then I said it'll probably just be indies. But then that doesn't seem right either, Sean. Like, it can't just be indies, right? We have ID Xbox, so ID Xbox Showcase would do indies. So it's like, it's got to be games that sit in between AAAs and indies. Because if it was indie games,
sell it.
What?
So just A's and double A's.
A's and double A's. I guess. I hope you all got your batteries ready, because that's what we got going on here. We got some double A's, no triple A's. I don't think there's an A battery, but there probably is somewhere. But yeah. So I don't know. Sean, this is a squirrel moment. People, I squirrel sometimes, so I'm sorry. Do you guys do batteries the same way that we do batteries over here? Is it double A's, triple A's? D's?
Yeah. So yeah, D's, C's, CR32, CR.
Yeah. Okay.
The 18 tins. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, we do them the same. You'd be surprised how much difference there is between UK and US, but batteries is not one of them. Now you know. See, you've learned. There you go. We learned something. News bulletins. Moving off of our top stories and onto the news bulletins. Battlefield 2042 has more people playing now than during its launch window. Alan Wake 2 dev reassures worried fans about Xbox and PS5 versions due for release October 27th, not coming to Game Pass. So, what was the issue with 2042, Sean? What was the launch issue? I don't remember. What did they F up? They F'd up something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't, with not wanting to bash it too much, because the game is okay. Yeah. It's good. It came out and it was a little bit of a wreck. The servers weren't great. They were crashing off all the time. And I mean, Battlefield, as I already know, is a huge server of people. And they were boasting that this was an even bigger server of people. So it was a bit crazy. But they had something like on day one, when the title launched in November 2021, the game hit a peak concurrent player count of 105,397 people. On October 12th, Battlefield 2024 had 107,000 people playing it online on that day alone. So, that's huge to say that at the peak of when the game releases, when most people will be super excited for it. It it's now surpassing that by a fair deal. So I'm super excited for those over there. I wish I could go back and play it, but out of the two of those style games, I'm more drawn to Warzone, which is what I was playing before I started recording this evening. So
Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and it was like how is it like 100 players? It's like a huge amount of players.
yeah,
And
it's a huge amount of players. So the servers I just don't think the servers held up to it. It was crashing a lot. Which is a shame because all the footage that they brought out for this game was fantastic. They paid homage to one of the great online players where he jumped out of the plane, took a plane out of a rocket launcher, got back in the plane. They used that as part of the cinematics of the game and stuff like that, which actually blew the streamer world to pieces because it was nice that they took a nod and said, "Hey, look, that was an awesome move. We're going to showcase it." So yeah, and then the stuff with Alan Wake. I am going to sit and wait on this one. I have a feeling that this is going to come to Game Pass eventually. I don't think it's going to come to Game Pass this year. I am maybe see it in the middle of next year, but with games like Forza Motorsport, Starfield, Mario Wonder, when I can actually get to play it because I've got to wait for somebody's birthday for that. I'm not going to rush out to buy it, even though the game looks great. I loved Alan Wake, the first one. I'm not going to rush out and buy the second one.
I got you. It's the Game Pass curse. That's what it is, And I mean, it's not a curse, but it's like when you think it might be there, you wait for it, and it's just like, you almost want to go and be like, listen, it's never coming. If you're the developer, the publisher, or whatever, you're like, it's never coming. Buy it.
I know, and we've always done this, like Game Pass. We always go back. It's always about food. Why do we always return to it? But I always look at Game Pass as like that all-you-can-eat buffet of food, and like you're just waiting for the short rib. It's going to come, and you're just waiting for the short rib to come out. So yeah, and so Alan Wake 2 is the short rib for Game Pass, and I'm just going to sit there salivating, waiting. Come on and get it. So
I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. Yeah, so that's our news bulletins. On to our feature stories. So which Xbox game would you love to play again for the first time? Sean, do you have a game that you would love to play again for the first time? So you mean like you just strip it from your brain, like you don't even know anything about it? Is that what we're saying here?
Completely wipe it. It's gone. Out, like done it, out and dusted. So, and I can happily say this now because it sits under the Xbox umbrella of games. I would love to go back and replay Skyrim. If I could go back and do Elder Scrolls Skyrim from complete new, I would be absolutely blown away. I absolutely adored that game. I spent far too many hours playing that, 200 odd hours. It was great, and I would happily go back and start that all over again. That and Fallout 4.
So everybody knows, well, not everybody knows, but I am very excited for the next Fable game whenever that drops. So if I could strip a game from my mind and redo it, even though it's a little, it holds up okay, but it would be Fable 3. Fable 3, I would love to go back to and know nothing about the story and not know how it plays out and all that stuff. And you know the bummer is, Sean, I started to play that game because I think it was on the podcast that I was like, I'm playing Fable 3 because I never played that game. And then I started to play it and I was like, wait, I know what happens here. I've done this. I remember this. And so then it was like, I don't remember it until I get to that quest. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember this quest. I know exactly what I got to do. And then it was no fun. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to replay this. Even though I couldn't tell you how it plays out. But once I get there, I know how it plays out.
See, I sit in that area of I could go and play Fable 3 and it'd be playing it for the first time. I played Fable and Fable 2. And then I got sucked into the Call of Duty thing. So playing Fable just disappeared because I was pouring hours and hours into Modern Warfare at the time. So
Yeah. So that would be mine. It's so fun. I mean, you think of like Nintendo games like the Zeldas. You always think of like, what if you could just forget it and redo it again, and how great that would be. Halos would be another one. Really, 1, 2, and 3 for me. Like I could happily just like forget those and redo those. Although I haven't
if I
played the first Halo. I wonder how that feels nowadays. I actually haven't played it in
oh,
forever. Is it rough? This has got to be probably pretty rough. I
yeah.
mean, it's 20 years ago, so
So I don't wish I could wipe Halo 2 from my memory, but I wish I could go back to the time where I was playing Halo 2 with my friends. And I was like, we were sitting in his living room and we were like coming up with crazy game scenarios that we could play 1v1. So like it was, sticky grenades only or um like melee attacks only and stuff like that, and just playing. And we were playing that map that was just two huts at either end of like a canyon, and we would just
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just it'd go on for hours. But man, I would I'd go back to that. And Andy and my friend Andy Warren, he's a Super King Andy is his handle for Twitch. Awesome guy, but it was him that I used to play with him and Invader Gary. So
That's awesome. Yeah, and you could go up. You could go up on the top left. I mean, depending on where you were on the map, and there was like the little like ridge, and then you could set a
yep,
sniper there, and you'd have two people on either side, and then some if you had tanks, some jerk would have a tank, or some guy would lose their flank, and you'd be like, oh, they got me, and then it just like it all falls apart. Yeah, it was great, man. I mean, I totally agree. I would love to forget the campaign, but I wouldn't want to forget the memories. LAN parties in college were like my baby when it comes to Xbox. So yeah, it's a Halo is amazing. It's like that time you just I don't know. You just can't get back. Like you can not that you can't get it back. You can't recreate that, It's just like Animal Crossing we were talking about. It was a shitty time in the world and there was like a bright spot given to us and you just you don't want to go back to that, but it's like that thing that you'll always have a memory of. It's very cool. And Xbox was there.
neither of us have really ever gone back to Animal Crossing since like we came out of COVID because there was
Oh
no
yeah.
need to go back to it.
Yep.
That social aspect of it had completely gone. That and we'd pretty much done everything you could do. So
Yeah.
we played that game to death.
Yes, we did. So yeah, there's just so much there, and it's pretty fantastic. Here's one. Do I want to wipe it from my memory? I don't know. I played 007. I played most of 007 when it relaunched on Xbox. And to be honest, because I'm old, most of that was wiped from my memory. I couldn't have told you. I mean, that wasn't a Fable 3 incident where it was like I get to a quest and I remember. I really was like, I don't remember. I remember trudging through the snow and trying to find this thing, but I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. So, yeah, that one did feel. That one was pretty much new. I guess that's the benefit of when you get old, Sean. You just like they pretty much all are wiped from your memory, and they're all new. you know,
Are you trying to advocate that gaming and like some form of Alzheimer's and dementia is a pretty good combination here because you can go back and play games every day and they'll be new.
no, you don't
So
even
I
have
don't
to
think
have
that works.
Alzheimer's. You have to be old enough to like have that game be like in the rearview mirror by a decade or so, 2 decades, and at that point it's like I don't remember anyways. Like that was 2 decades ago. How am I supposed to remember that? There you go, kids. There you got it. All right. Anything else on our feature story before we move on to the dashboard?
No, let's go and talk about games that we have been playing.
That's the dashboard, folks, right there. That's right. Sean called it. Games we've been playing. Sean, why don't you go first and end with that Cocoon game, and we'll kind of chat about that for a while.
Okay, I shall. So as I alluded at the beginning of the podcast, I played a little bit of F1 Manager 2023. I said a lot of it back there that I could probably regurgitate here. looking at it's great. There's a lot of in-depth information you go into all the R&D stuff, the finances stuff. You have to rebuild. You can build and maintain like the museum and stuff like that, and bits and pieces to help drive morale. There's all that in there, as well as looking at car setups, tire management, fuel management, just aerodynamic package management. There was just so much in that game to do, and it was like you kind of chucked in a little bit at the deep end because they kind of left you to cycle through all these different windows. Didn't tell you a great deal about them because it was like, hey, it's your first day on the job. Why don't you just, you know, go out there and do this and just, we've got some time. Skip through these menus and see what you think. And it was like I was skipping through these menus, and like 45 minutes later, I was like, okay, I have spent the best part of 6.5 million. And now I need to actually go make some money by racing and get some sponsorships in because, we've got no money left. So yeah, there was that. And then the in-race stuff was just absolutely crazy. You were constantly cycling between 12 different little micro boxes within a box to kind of look at how the driver was performing, what his sector times were doing, how his tires were, how his aerodynamics were, how the car was it overheating? And there's two different cars to be doing this for, so you're constantly scanning through information. It was an information overload for me, and I was like, whoa, there was no easy way into this. The bit I did like was the qualifying stuff. So like, you could send one car out at a time, and you could look at how the setup of that car was working halfway around the lap. So you knew how to make adjustments on the next car to send that out. And you were kind of doing a test bed like that, which was great. It was when it got into the race, it was a bit too fast for me. And like I said, I would much prefer to be driving. Like I much preferred playing F1 2023 as a driver and racing in that. That was a lot more fun. So yeah, that was my take on F1 Manager 2023. I won't go back to that. So it's still on the dashboard at the moment, but I probably won't go back to it. So.
That's fair. We all got our games. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not for us. So you'll hear us say that quite often.
But I did promise last week that I would do it. So
I like it.
Yeah, and then I got suckered into Warzone. It's like it's every 4 or 5 months. Like I see some stuff on TikTok, and this time it was our own X channel that was kind of suckering me into Warzone because they were on about the new season that had started, and it's everything's in the dark, and there's so yeah, I got suckered into that. When you open the loot boxes in that game now, there is jump scares. So FYI, go if you don't like screamy faces jumping out at you every time you open a loot box. It's not every time, it's sometimes. Go into the menu, you can turn this off. I have done that because I am already sick of crap in my pants. So especially when you're trying to run around because there's somebody nearby and you think, I need a weapon, or I need ammo, I need this. And then obviously you just pop this loot box and you get screamy ghost face at you, and it's like, fuck off.
Do you still get loot, or do you just get a screamy face?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay,
you get loot as well, but it comes. It's like if you imagine as the box opens in front of you, it literally comes out of the box and fills the entire screen. And because I was wearing my headphones as well, it's a really loud noise, and I was just like, no, I'm not happy about this. It's not for me. And I like scary games, but
yeah, that's what surprised me.
Your anxiety levels are already high in a PvP Warzone game, so it's like give it something like fuck off.
It's even worse that it's not all the time, right? If it was all the time, you'd be like, okay, whatever, it's gonna happen again. But you probably get like lulled into like, oh, it didn't happen 3 times, so okay, I forgot about it, and now, oh, F me, there it is. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's pretty much as it is. Yeah. But other than that, everything's really good. Like it's just in the dark. There's lots of cool events going off and stuff like that, which I haven't fully taken part of. The haunting event is really good, where you're collecting like souls or ghosts. Can't remember which one it is that they call it, but you're collecting something anyway. So out of these loot boxes, you'll get like a soul. You can collect 30 every deployment. You've got to collect one, two, three, up to 3,000. You can unlock like skins for guns, extra guns, skins for cars, and bits and pieces like that. It's really cool. And then if you unlock them all and get through everything, you get skins for the operators and things like that. So loads of great content out there. The battle pass is out, and the battle pass looks really interesting. I thought I had enough COD points for it, but I don't. So I haven't yet purchased it, but it does look very interesting. As it does every time. Every time they bring a battle pass out, there's more shiny stuff. So,
well, they know how to do it. I mean, Epic started it, but everybody else followed through, and they are perfecting it, no doubt about it. So what's the other game, Sean, that you've been playing?
So you put an X post out with a cool little video of this little game that looked really nice and it played really well. And then you started saying how it was an environmental puzzler, and you were like, "Hey, you should really try this because I know you like environmental puzzlers." And instantly, like you were hinting at Tunic, and I was like, "Okay, I'll go and try it." Anyway, I loaded it up. I played the first 5-10 minutes of the game, just while I was waiting for Lindsay to be ready to watch something, and I was like, "This is great. I like it already. I've only played 10 minutes of it. So like I didn't get back to it again for like another 2 days. And then today I put it on again. And I was like, I'm going to have 10 minutes. I took the kids to school. I'm just going to have half an hour. I'll play it now. I've been doing all the grocery shopping and all this. And I just, I'm going to, and so I sat down an hour and a half later. I was like, oh crap, I need to go back. Oh dear. That game is so good.
I know.
And that first glyph puzzle that I came to, it gives you no guidance. It's like you really have to take your brain out and kind of dip it in some smart juice somewhere, put it back in and be like, right, what do you actually want me to do, game? That took me some time to figure that out. That took me a good 20 minutes to really figure that one out. So
yeah, and Sean, it only gets better. It only gets better and more like your brain's just like, wait a second, I get it, and it makes you feel like for that period of time where you don't know what you're doing, you feel like, how do I not know what to do? But then the moment you figure it out, you're like, I'm the smartest human in the world. It's just so good. It's just so good.
And it's the carrying those little balls as well. So like you're gonna carry a little ball and then like you dive in and out of them. I love the way that the levels are done in and out. It's a really, really tidy game. I couldn't remember how big it is. It didn't take very long to download. It's not taking much room up on the old hard drive. So definitely give it a go. If you are kind of at your lull, you've Forza Motorsport yourself out and you're sick of flying around Uranus in Starfield, go give Cocoon a go. It's a really good way of just, switching off from everything else. Nice little indie game to play. So definitely worth it.
Yeah. So my thing is this. One, it's an environmental puzzler, which and the puzzles are so good. And here's the thing that I love about it. It's not a game. So like the last puzzle has you in many different worlds. But what they do is they don't make it so that the whole thing's open so that you're like, well, I guess I'll wander over here. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm going to go all the way over here. They give you little hints of like, okay, I've moved this ball and now this like gate comes up and it's like, oh, okay, I can't go that way. So it's like they give you just enough help so that you're not just wandering frustrated the entire time. And like I walked with the ball one way back and forth and nothing happened. But really listen, because when you do it the right way, they give you like the music just kind of crescendos a little bit. And you're like, okay, so I'm doing something right. Okay, good. They give you just enough hint to where it's helpful, but yet you're still doing everything yourself. They're not like pointing. They do it in such a good way. It's fantastic. And the boss battles are legit. Like they are fun. They are difficult. They make you think. I just can't say enough about this game. It's just the right size. The story's a little obtuse. People, if you've been following Game Pass news, you know I'm not like a big I'm not a big like obtuse story guy, but whatever. I can get past it. You'll get out of the story what you get out of the story. When you get to the ending, you're kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'll make out of that what I do. And so that's fine. But yeah, it was really good. It was really, really good. So, and FYI, that's the only Xbox game I've been playing. I've been not mired. I've been having a great freaking time with Super Mario Wonder, which I'll chat about in a little bit. And I beat that to death, and now I can't wait to go to work and play City Skylines.
Dope.
What do you got on your docket, Sean?
What have I got on my Cocoon? That's probably all about it, really. A bit more Forza Motorsport. I want to dive into that a little bit more. I would love to go back and finish Starfield. Hambo Johnny was talking to us about the UC quest he's just done, and then like he can now buy a property. And I was like, I really need to go back. I need to finish that game. We waited so long for it to come out. I need to go back and tackle it. I mean, I watched Garrett's live stream, which was on all our live channels. I watched a little bit of that and was like, it's such a nice game. I really need to go in and play it. So, but yeah, it's time. We've got a week away. I don't think I'm going to take the Xbox with me. I kind of tried to run that past Lindsay, and she just give me that look that wives give you when you know you aren't going to get away with it. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I might take the Switch with us and the dock. I'll take all the controllers, and we can play Mario Party and stuff like that. And I think we've got a couple of other things. We're all taking books and stuff to read. So
lame.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No.
I know Lindsay's a big reader. I'm just kidding, Lindsay.
Yeah. But so yeah, I'm gonna be coming back from the holiday and probably jumping into Headbangers for definite when I get back. Jusant, I'll give that a try. I'll probably listen to your feedback on that, and I'll probably try and Minekos Midnight Market because you've been really excited for this. So all those, and then I'll go and get slaughtered in a spacesuit by space aliens. So.
I like it. Yeah, that's
space.
me. I'm a City Skylines, then Minekos Night Market, then Jusant, Headbangers. There's so many little bitty games. I mean, I don't know how little bitty Jusant is. I don't know how little bitty a lot of those are, but there's so many like what seem like smaller bites, but are just like what by the time you load them all onto your plate, you're like, oh boy, we have a lot in the next 2 weeks that I want to play. Okay. And so that, and I got to go to all these, trunk or treats and do all this stuff. So yeah, it's going to be crazy fun. Good times. Game Pass news. Game Pass is keeping us busy. Love it. Anything else before we go into the party chat?
No, play that funky music.
This is the time where we all chat. Chat, you give us questions if you got it. Sean and I are just talking about life. If you got something you want to talk about, we want to talk to you about it. So let's just have some fun. Whatever you got, we'll chat about.
I can't remember what I have been up to since like the last time we spoke. Oh, what I even mentioned in the last episode. So
yeah, I am here. I gotta get where'd my hat go? I gotta get my witch's hat back here. See, there you go. I guess I'm my warlock, right? I don't know how that works. There you go. You can't really see it all though. I gotta be like, there you
go. You are the Streamlab wizard.
Hey, I love it. That's right. I am the stream. I don't know. Anyways, my wife, by the way, I literally, my wife is like crazy about costumes. I was talking to Sean about this before. There is like 3 tubs of costume crap right over there. Like literally all I had to do was walk around this desk, grab this hat. I had a choice of like 5 things I could have grabbed. I chose this hat. So there you go. Because, this is the last time we stream before the Halloween. Hambone Johnny has a question for us. He says, what candy do you steal out of your kid's Halloween basket? Sean, what do you steal? We dad text. Both of us dad text, just to be, upfront.
All of it. No, I'm kidding. Anything with nuts in. Anything with peanut butter in, because not many of the kids like peanut butter. I think there's only Jaya, the eldest, who does Emily's coming around to the peanut butter malarkey nowadays. But Logan is just not. He's like peanut butter. It just tastes like crap, Dad. You can have that. Anything that's peanut butter or nuts in is all for me. Everything else is kind of like I'm not allowed.
Yeah, so like I don't like the sugar. Like I don't like a lot of the sugary type candy. I want chocolate candy. So give me the Milky Way, the Snickers, the Reese's. Like that's what I'm stealing out of my kid stuff. Which works out well for Noah because he likes more of the trawlers, those like sour gummies and the Skittles and all of that type of candy. Where I'm like, whatever, you can have it. I don't care. I want the chocolate. So yeah, I grab the chocolatey stuff, too much of it, and they get the rest of the stuff. I don't get it all
So
though.
just while we're talking about candies, do you know what I did today?
No idea.
We Logan likes to buy the giant marshmallows that are really good for roasting and s'mores and stuff like that. He likes to get big bags of those, and he kind of eats them slowly over a month kind of thing. Is I poked one of the barbecue skewers through one of them today and stood in the kitchen on the gas hob roasting them.
Oh my!
Just eating it.
That is good. That's good stuff right there. That is great.
I was doing it, and I was just like, I feel so bad. Like, and Emily walked into the kitchen. She like looked at me, and I just, yeah, I don't ask. I needed some sugar.
Sean's got a mouthful of this and he's like, don't judge, okay, kid. All right, just don't judge.
The best of it, she goes, "Can I get a biscuit?" I was like, "We don't have any biscuits. You can have a marshmallow. We don't have any biscuits." So, it was in this period like my Tuesdays are so crazy because like I get the kids home, I got to get them changed, and then I've got to pick Jaya up from college, take her to work, take Logan to gymnastics, and usually in this time, depending on the weather, like Lindsay will have walked home from work. So like I kind of try to have dinner prepped as well. So like that period where the kids are at home before I start running back out again, I'm like, I just need something. I just need some kind of sugar because I've got like another 2 hours of crazy driving around to do. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I've had like lately the like afternoon crashes. I mean, I don't know, man. I've been like dealing with that. But it didn't help that somebody made this bread puddingy stuff. Dude, it tasted great, but it was so sweet. And I ate way too much of it. And like I ate this, I swear my blood sugar was just like I literally sat down on the couch and I was supposed to be like reading with my kids. But I mean by reading with my kids, they're old enough that they're learning to read, doing pretty good at it. And so I'm supposed to just watch to make sure they get the words right as they read through the book. Yeah. I was just like I was gone. Yeah.
I'm just gonna close my eyes for a second, kiddos.
Yeah.
You keep it.
I set the 20-minute timer for Noah, and it got done, and I was like, I was like an alarm clock basically. I was like, so tell me what you read, Noah, because I ain't got a clue. You could tell me there was like a witch that ate a bear, and I'd be like, yay, good for you. I agree.
But I'm literally having to go through my calendar. Like, what did I do last?
Sean's like, I went to work. That's what I did. I went to work and I did the thing. So, chat, what's your like? Who we got left here? Anybody? You tell us what is your favorite candy? Like, what is your stuff? Levi actually asked, when will I think this is Tony Hawk Pro Skater come to Game Pass? I think that's what THPS stands for.
Yeah,
if I'm wrong,
would love
Levi,
to see
help me
that.
out.
I would love to see that like soon now, like before Christmas. Even though I already own it, I'd love to see it because I know there's so many people out there that absolutely adore those games. And rightly so. They're fantastic. Great arcade style skate games to play. Usually with a fantastic soundtrack. Anybody that's played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, you are my kind of person because I absolutely love like the crappy pump rock kind of era. So
yeah, I wasn't obsessed with Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but I would love to see it come. Is that so? Who makes that? I don't even know who makes that. Is that Activision. It's Activision. Oh, that's why. Good question.
Oh, Mike, you are so right. One with your choice of chocolate. Kit Kats are amazing. that especially Kit Kat Chunkies. I don't know if you can get Chunkies in the US, but Kit Kat Chunkies are the bomb over here. It's like a single bar of a Kit Kat, like a single finger of a Kit Kat, but like 4 times the size.
I'm
And
looking
they
it
usually
up
come with
right
like
now as you talk. And
they
no,
usually
I
come
don't
with like
think
pin.
I can it's not something that's very I can get one for $9.20 from Amazon.
Wow. Okay. So I know I need to send you over for Christmas, but yeah, they have like peanut butter in them. There's cookie and cream flavor. They do mint, orange, caramel. They're just yeah.
Mike says he's had them.
He says
Yeah.
they're called something different. So fair enough.
Whoa. Okay, so they've been around for a while. So yeah. All right. When I'm
So,
chocolate
but
mambas
yeah,
or
Tony,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just randomly reading. You talk about Tony.
you're getting you're getting hungry. What's happening? So yeah, Tony Hawk Underground 1 and 2. Fact, yeah, awesome. I think actually Tony Hawk's Underground 1 was the first one where Bam Margera was introduced, and it was his intro video and then his skate video, which then got me into the band CKY. So yeah,
That is cool. Like I said, I've played a little bit of Tony Hawk Pro Skaters, but not a ton. Hambone Johnny, back to something I'm a pro at. Hambone Johnny says I'll do Kit Kats if I'm feeling chocolate. Mambas or high chews if I'm feeling something chewy. What are mambas? I know what high chews are. What are mambas?
don't you guys live in the same country? Like
Yes.
this is what blows for an Englishman. This is what absolutely blows our mind. I've got a 2.5 hour drive to do on Friday, and I'm not looking forward to it because that is a quite a lengthy drive for the UK. But like 2.5 hours for you would just be like, yeah, I could do that going to work. I could do that having to go to the job site, and it's like,
Yeah, I can't
it's
get to the
nightmare.
top of my state in 2.5 hours. I get just past the middle of my state in 2.5 hours, quite frankly. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it blows my mind the size of them. I always forget that you can fit like 12 Englands inside the side of America.
Oh, that sounds amazing, Hambone. I need to try. Mambas is like a softer Starburst. I mean, I want to try that because I do like a Starburst, but they start out so hard and then they get to like this sticky. I am not a super big fan of super sticky candy. Like taffy and stuff like that. I'm like, oh gosh. And then I'm like trying to pick it off. I'm like, yeah, too much work. Like, not in. So
The games that they need to go and remake. And I can't remember if it was Activision that did these. I'm gonna go look at it now. But Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. That was an Activision game. I'm sure of it. And then, yep, that was because it was made by. Yep. So Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX and Dave Mirra's Pro BMX. They need to go and remake those games. Yeah, Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX. Who made that? Z-Axis, Neon Studios, Full Fat, and Left Field Productions. Acclaim. So, yeah, probably not going to see Acclaim go do that again. But Matt Hoffman's, they need to go and make a new Matt Hoffman's game. I'm personally going to message Phil every day on X. Be like, tell Activision remake Matt Hoffman's because Matt Hoffman's was like the BMX version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. It was freaking ace, and they made 2 of them, and that was it. So
yeah, Dave Mira's Freestyle BMX, the licensing rights to that game is buried somewhere in a storage unit. Like
yeah,
does Crave Entertainment still exist?
Dave Mirra was the better of the 2 games because just because it was the soundtrack was better and the gameplay was better. And at the time that I was into BMXing and stuff like that, I much preferred Dave Mirra as a persona than Matt Hoffman, but that was just my choice at the time. Yeah, those like any game like that was it Triple X BMX? Was that like that was a game as well? I think.
I
Yeah,
do.
BMX Triple X. They need to make that again. That was a hilarious game. It was a little bit. I don't think I should have played it as a teenager, like a young teenager, but yeah, just the
Oh.
cover art is it's yeah. Now you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In
I
fact,
get it.
one of the songs on that game was Motley Crue's "Girls, Girls, Girls." So
You probably thought you were like the coolest teenager ever playing this game, didn't you?
yeah.
You're like,
And Bone Johnny says BMX Triple X is banned from streaming on stage. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, you can have Grand Theft Auto and you can actually have a live lap dance on Grand Theft Auto. So, you know.
I mean, oh wow, look at that. Yeah, I finally found it on Wikipedia. What is going on there? Anyways, whatever. I mean, it's like when was this game out? 2002. So you were just getting into graphics that you could actually understand what they looked like. So, you know, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
This was back in like the Tomb Raider like sketchy period of time.
the polygons for boobs.
Yeah. Anyways,
we can say that because we're not a family friendly podcast.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. Anything else? Any other thing going on? So you're gone for like a week then coming up?
Yep. I'm going for a week. I get to deconstruct the little setup that I've got here, the mic, the light, and everything. Pack it all into a bag. I'm going to take it with me. See what the internet situation is like down there. So I shall be with you next week. If not, I'll be hotspotting a phone. So it's a new site that we're on, so we should have pretty good internet. That's my my open prayer.
I'm not gonna lie, Sean. When you said when you were gone, I was like, I looked at my calendar and I was like, does he realize he's not gonna be around next week? Like, a little heads up would have been greatly appreciated. I gotta find somebody.
Nah, I'm going to be here. I've done it before. I can remember we went to. I did it from Scotland. I've done it from Scotland, and I've done it from Filey. So I can now do it from a little area near Kings Lynn. So
how many different places? Not now. It's not time. But it'd be great to know how many different places you see. I'm much more like, listen, Sean, I can't do it. Like because you have this all like this little setup that you take down and put back up every time, and I don't. So like in my mind to be like, there's just no way, Sean, I can't make this happen. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not.
So far it's just two different places. I did it from Annan in Scotland and Filey, which is just like on the east coast of the UK, which is not very far from here. It's like 45-minute drive. But yeah, I did it from both of those. So the next week you'll see me. This background will be different. I will try and find a decent background in the lodge. But if not, it'll just look like I probably have curtains and a bookshelf behind me. So, but I'll try my best.
We are always here for you, gang, for sure.
Yeah. We have massively dedicated. When we started this thing back when it was Game Pass News and we started at episode number 1, we haven't missed an episode. We have been doing this through COVID. We've done it through us having COVID, being both ill. We've done it when Nick's been on holiday. Nick's done a solo cast. I've done a solo cast. We've done it with Bruce, having Bruce on as replacing me when I decided to go and throw myself off a bike down a mountain.
Amen.
We will always aim to get an episode out to you every week because that's just what we do.
100%. Yeah, I actually got COVID down here. Like, I mean, I didn't but like the symptoms came on while we podcasted. It was like a year and a half ago or something like that. And I was like, geez, Sean, I gotta go. I'm like really cold. It's really cold down here, Sean. I don't know. And then I'm walking upstairs, and all of a sudden I'm walking upstairs. I'm like, I start to shake. I'm like, oh, this is not like it's cold down here. Like this is a different thing. And then it was rough.
You went from really high. You went from like beginning of the podcast high energy to I think I'm going to die. By the end of the podcast, it was like it took an hour and 20 minutes for Nick to go from okay to not okay.
Yeah. And then I took a test the next day, and I was like, well, Sean, luckily we do this remote because I am very much tested positive for COVID, like in a second. Like it didn't even need to it didn't take any time at all. The little strip turned whatever color they turned. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've taken a test, but yeah. So there you go. Well, we are Charlie Brown, and we got 3 trunk or treats coming this week, and I can't wait. And I have 8 my kid's stash of candy, so that'll refill. It'll be great. And it looks like Sean's having an issue, so it might be time to go. This might be a good time to exit the podcast. You want me to take us out, Sean?
Just one. For some strange reason, I seem to have some weird music in my headphones, and I don't quite know why. Don't know what happened there.
Huh. I was going to say, I have nothing planned on my end, so who knows?
No, I think they have connected. They're possibly connected to somebody's phone who's listening to music while they sleep in the house, which is interesting.
Take us out, man. That was a good time.
Take us out.
That's what that means.
So yeah, like if you want to get in touch with us, ask any questions, show@gamepasstracker.com. That's show@gamepasstracker.com. If you want to get in touch with us, any social media site, you can do. Everything is at Game Pass Tracker. Please use the link in the description below or in the description of the podcast. If you're thinking of joining Xbox Game Pass, that'll really help us out. And it helps support us as a podcast, and also you get access to awesome content. Thanks very much for the moderators that have been in chat this evening and everybody that has been in live chat. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.